Hey, what's up, you guys? This is MCLegoboy here with 6206 TIE Interceptor. 212 pieces of 2006 LEGO Star Wars awesomeness, which is kind of a misnomer because 2006 kind of seemed like an off year to me. But it only retailed for $20 back in the day, and I bought it for $34. Not the best deal that I've gotten. I think I've actually gotten something even better before. Possibly. The Millennium Falcon was better because it was $100 when it was released, and I think I only got it for $110. But actually, I think possibly an even better deal was what's actually going to be coming up next, in terms of like price originally when it was released and what I paid for it. But anyway, you know, I bought it for $34. Came with like all the parts and the instructions. No box. That's not a big deal to me. I'm okay with not having a box. Although I do keep all my boxes now. You know, like secondhand sets, I'm fine without a box. Because as a kid, I never kept the boxes. So, you know, up until like what, 2003? Especially because we moved into a different house like that, and we had the room to keep all the boxes and everything. So anyway, that is a big tangent. So yeah, I was actually looking for the MTT, and I came across a guy that had it. And then I was kind of looking through the other sets they had. They had the Umbaran MHC that I did last week. And they had a TIE Interceptor. And I'm like, well, I don't have one of those. And it's actually for a pretty decent price, considering that, I mean, it's like 2006 to 2019. That's a good 7 years. No, wait. That is bad math. Very bad math. That's 13 years. Yes. 13 years. I'm so sorry about that. But for a 13-year-old set, only going up like $14, I mean, that's not bad. You know, I'm perfectly okay with that. I'll buy it. And so, you know, it's like I don't have it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. However, I mean, this now brings the total of different variants of TIE Fighters, not how many like different TIE Fighter sets that I don't know, but like in terms of variants of TIE Fighters, I think the only one I'm missing now is the TIE D, which is like the one with the little probe droid brain thing in it that like it flies itself because it's from Legends stuff. But I think that is now officially the only like variant of the TIE Fighter that I don't own. There's still like a couple versions of like the classic TIE Fighter that I don't have. Okay. Scratch all of that because like I'm now remembering like Red Baron's red TIE Fighter from Resistance and like the Black Ace TIE Interceptor thing, but that doesn't really count. So yeah, and the TIE Striker, like I don't have that. So ignore everything. Maybe my thought process was more that's like, of all the blue TIE Fighters, yes, all the blue TIE Fighters, yeah. So let's actually get into talking about the set, since I clearly have no idea what I'm doing. We just need to get myself back on track. We'll open up this cockpit so we can talk about a minifigure. It is just a standard TIE pilot. Pretty bare bones, to be honest. Hey, come on. What? Focus. Camera, you're killing me here. There we go. And he only has a black head underneath. And his printing is dark bluish gray versus the dark gray of other pilots, and his head is brown in like the classic TIE Fighter and the TIE Bomber. Come on, stick back. Use the Lego power, man. Clutch power. Come on. So yeah, you know, simple TIE pilot. Take a look at the cockpit. Little control panel can fold down, although it doesn't really help you much there. They're using one of those panel pieces so that there's enough room for the helmet to get in there, which is very nice and considerate of them. So you put that down, and that goes down. We've got this classic print, only on a dark bluish gray now instead of dark gray. Got a few little like mismatched colors and like tan, but that's not too big a deal. Oh, and there were some tan parts there, and that is really like the first problem with the set is that we're using clips here and not like little click hinges or finger hinges. You guys know how much I love finger hinges.
Hambony will save your life someday.
But the old TIE fighters of the day, at least this one, in terms of opening the cockpit, it opens using a finger hinge system, and it doesn't squeak. Nice and simple. Finger hinges are the best. So, you know, I've had that happen a few times. So it's a little too much friction for just a simple open and close of the hatch. And then we get to the wings. And the wings are attached as all the TIE Fighters' wings were attached back in the day. Yeah, I think up to... Did the TIE Defender ever do it? I don't know, and I'm not going to focus too much on that. The wings, they're all attached like this. So we'll just leave that for now. Simple one click down. It's not enough. If you do that, though, you're not actually putting it in a full clip. Like these click hinges, it doesn't like fully click down to the next mark, and so then technically you are flexing the parts. So the angle on this is not nearly as good as it could be. I think it's really supposed to be more like that, and I think even the pictures for the instructions kind of show that too. Which, I mean, you know, it doesn't look bad like that. Looks a little too open like this, but you know, whatever. Got a few nice little details. I'm not entirely sure what goes on here. I thought that there were like rocket launchers that kind of appear here, and then these are where the other guns are, but at the same time it's like you've got these here, and so then you've got extras there. I know that like the wings are cut open so that the TIE Fighter could actually see, like the pilot could actually see more on the sides. So, you know, it's one of the cooler ships in Return of the Jedi. Just seeing like a squad of these guys coming at you, and you're like, oh no. So yeah, I mean, you know, these older sets, they're simple. I mean, like biggest function is swooshing and opening this this hatch, which has broken off again. And you know, I don't really feel like it's missing anything. It's not really doing anything it shouldn't, you know. It's a little loose and wobbly. But other than that, it's pretty good. And camera's about to like turn off, but I wanted to talk about a few other things. We'll kind of make some comparisons to some older TIE Fighter sets. So before we get into it, the guy that I bought it from, he had all the parts except for one. I ended up getting a light gray instead of a light bluish gray of this tile, so I gotta find that somewhere. But that is not the biggest deal because they're not like unreasonably hard to find. They would have appeared in the 2004 release of the TIE Fighter and Y-Wing. There would have been some in the 2005 TIE Fighters. There would have been some in the TIE Fighter collection as well. This set. Would there have been any others? Probably not.
That is correct.
Not for a while, at least, and I don't know if it ever showed up again. But, you know, that's 4 different sets that there would have been at least 2, and usually actually more, than just 2 of that piece. So it can't possibly be that hard to find or purchase on Bricklink. I'm more than satisfied to leave that on there as it is. It's not that big a deal. And I've got it added to my parts list. So, you know. One other thing to mention, the bottom of this actually has a square for the landing platform thing, except it barely holds on. Like, it's really trying to fall forward. Because these wings are just too much for it. Although, actually, I got lucky with that. I thought for sure it was going to tip over. So, that's actually kind of cool. And so I had considered building a thing for it anyway. So I could see that it was possible. So I ended up buying this piece from the guy off of Bricklink, because he had a few extra parts as well. But I decided against it, and the reason why is because I don't have any room in my TIE Fighter hangar anymore. There we go. That can be back on there. And also my Battle of Endor, like the space battle of Endor, is missing Imperial sides. So, you know, I should really put in a TIE Interceptor. So we'll just have it like sit in there like that, and it could be flying along, trying to blow up my B-Wing. In terms of like getting the angles right on things, there we go. It's the same angle as Darth Vader's TIE Advanced, which, I mean, again, like, if it was like that, it would be more accurate. But, you know, put that there. And then the TIE Bomber, I really only brought in because it's a nice variant of the TIE Fighter. And also because, of the minifig, because the minifig was more easily accessible than the other 2. And actually, the TIE Advanced doesn't have a regular TIE Fighter pilot, because it's Darth Vader's ship, so, you know. But all of these stands are custom, except for the one with the classic TIE Fighter, which is the inspiration for doing all of these stands. So maybe, just for the fun of it and the fact that I bought this part, I'll build a stand eventually, and I'll share it with the world. I don't know if I'll get it done in time for this review, because this review has to come out on Friday, what, August 30th? Yes. So, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon, but, you know. Point is, TIE Interceptor. The only playset version of the TIE Interceptor at this scale. The first version ever released was an Ultimate Collector Series set. The second version was actually in 2005. There was a little mini version of it, and I actually want that one. I've never gotten it. Then there's this version, Then there is the TIE Interceptor that comes in the Planet sets, and the TIE Interceptor in the Microfighter series. So this is actually like a good candidate for a re-release, and it wouldn't be the worst thing. But maybe save it for 2023 when the episode 6 40th anniversary is. So, but yeah, if you're in the market for a TIE fighter, this is a great little TIE fighter. Obviously, like, if there were to be a new one released today, I mean, it would probably be way overpriced. But it would also probably be a better model. You'd get like little spring fire missiles on things. The spring fire missiles are nice. Sticker control. Whoa. Oh, jeez. So the flick fire missiles aren't, but I'm glad that they've kind of stopped doing flick fire missiles for the most part, and it's all about the spring launched ones now. God, that hit me in the ear. And, you know, just overall better detail, we would have gotten some other things. However, at the same time, it'd be gray. And I, like, building a blue TIE fighter for the first time in, what? Well, not that long, because I got the TIE Bomber, like, in 2017. But, you know, it was super fun to build a blue TIE fighter. And I even see that the Ultimate Collector Series version of the TIE Interceptor is blue. And I'm like, oh, cool. So even on like the collector sets, they were still putting in the wrong color because it looked better. You know, there's something about the blue TIE fighter, like the blue on a TIE fighter, just looks good. And I would love to see blue actually show up in canon on a TIE fighter, just to really like run home the idea that blue looks good on a TIE fighter. So. Anyway, this has been MCLegoboy, probably talking way too long on 6206 TIE Interceptor. See you guys. Now to find a place to put this in here.